Men are meant to chase you. They're not. I'm not supposed to chase a man. So if I ever catch myself like texting a man back, double texting, that's when I draw the line. It's like,
Wow.
who's chasing who? Like you're supposed to chase me, and if you're not chasing me, I'm sorry, I'm gonna opt out because
That's okay. This is going to open up a lot of doors. Hey everyone, this is James Emery, the founder and host of the Thrive and Vibe podcast. Hope you guys are thriving, vibing in life, and enjoyed the previous episode and episode 20 with the Jeremy Jensen, the CEO, founder of Encore Search Partners here in Houston, and also being able to really get some amazing laughs, and as well as like really getting deep of like how he really found his business, as well as like trying to even balance out being a father of three, and also talk about his life after a divorce and being an eligible bachelor in Houston, Texas. But for this episode in 21, it is a special episode because this is, I think, kind of deep to my heart. It's a Halloween special. And I was really fortunate to really get in touch with one of my good friends, Kayla. Kayla had another colleague whose name is Camryn, and by far, the first time I met her, I thought she was an actual Barbie doll. And she is, she is pretty much actual, but there's more than meets the eye than just the looks. She is hardworking. She is a daughter. She is aspiring to actually become a lawyer pretty soon. But without further ado, I introduce Camryn Mann. Camryn, how's it going?
Thank you, Zane, for the warm introduction. You have an amazing setup here. Like, this is very professional. Wow, I wasn't expecting this. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
No, it's a problem. It's an absolute pleasure, and thank you for coming through and blessing us with a presence here.
Of course.
But with everything here, the Thrive and Vibe, you've heard of the show, you've seen the reels, and how we actually kind of go about. It's like I ask the people I interview, like how they thrive and vibe in life. But to start off, tell us who you are.
Okay, so my name's Camryn Mann. I'm a real estate agent. I've been a real estate agent for 2 years now. I focus primarily on the inner loop, but I do go outside the loop anywhere in Texas. You need to sell your house or you need any advice in real estate, come to me. I welcome everyone. No budget's too big or too small.
Really?
Some people have credit issues or, issues with proving their income and whatnot. So I'm the one that people come to, and I find them a place. No matter the obstacles, I'll find them a place. And I specialize in apartment locating, so I am very familiar with all the apartment complexes, all of the best places to live in the city. So if anyone is moving to the city, I always get them a nice place to stay in Houston. I try to get them in a spot that is suitable and accommodating for their needs.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. And which group do you represent, Camryn?
I represent the One Group, started by Morale. She's amazing. She started off in apartment locating herself, and she really killed it. And now she's moving on to bigger and better things in the real estate market. She's a really good mentor in my life.
Oh, wow. It sounds like something like selling, what is it?
Selling Sunset.
Selling in Sunset?
Yeah. They started in LA, and then they did like somewhere in Florida, Tampa. I think they did Tampa.
Okay.
And then now they're doing like OC and other places in California. So I'm like, if they came to Houston, I would totally sign up for Selling Sunset.
Selling Sunset, and then you'll be selling like not just $1 million homes, like multi-million-dollar homes.
Right.
Yeah. How did you start in real estate? Like, did you? I know you talked to me that you were at the University of St. Thomas, and how did real estate came to you? Was it a friend? Was it something you saw, or just family members? Like, how did that start?
So actually, I had no family or friends in real estate in the beginning. So I had no clue it was my calling. I went to University of St. Thomas. I studied marketing. I had pivoted from a biology degree. I was planning on becoming an anesthesiologist.
Uh-oh.
And then when I saw the curriculum and how long and invested I'd have to be to maintain and pursue that degree, I decided I was going to pivot and go to marketing because University of St. Thomas has the Camryn School of Business. And Camryn's my name. So I was like, okay, it's fate. Like I should go do business.
Camryn graduated from Camryn
yeah.
School of Business.
So I always knew I was a businesswoman. And so I was like, why not? Let me do business. Because at that moment in my life, it was just the best decision for me. I had no other mentors in law or real estate. So I was like, business, I'm just going to do it myself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did that. I graduated in 2020 with my bachelor's in marketing. And I had like a drive-by graduation during COVID. We literally like drove around in cars, like a parade, because like you couldn't see anyone face to face. So which was weird. So when I graduated in 2020, it was kind of like I didn't feel like I had finished college. Like it was that milestone that wasn't really rewarding for me, you know? So so I took a year off to decide really what I wanted to do. But meanwhile, while I was in my final senior year of college, I had met someone, a friend of mine. He hired me and got me a job property managing his commercial office buildings in the Galleria area.
Wait, how'd you find him again? Yeah,
I met him through a friend.
Okay, gotcha.
I had no clue when I was coming in. I came in as an intern. So like any job that was needed to be done, I was the one having to go do it. Like anything from grabbing coffee, depositing checks to
printing,
filing. I had to do all of that. And then, you know, you like start from the bottom as an intern. And I worked my way up to property manager.
And since you were able to kind of fill up those spots, like, did you have like very specific techniques? I would like to kind of know how you were able to kind of like develop and those relations and really fill in the spots, because, you know, every salespeople kind of want to find a way to get better in that aspect, you know.
Right. I think it starts with cultivating relationships and friendships. I mean, everyone knows like your net worth is your network. So that if you know that, then the more you go out there and meet people and see what they have to offer you, the more you will thrive and vibe.
Yes, exactly.
So I think your network is your net worth in that aspect. Like I couldn't have done it without people I know, referrals. That's how I do real estate now, is referrals, Instagram, mostly referrals will get me, you know.
No, you don't have to hunt for leads anymore. Like people are just referring you, or they say like they see something on social media and they just hit you up, and that's your inbound leads or whatever.
And that's another reason why I didn't go like the medical route, anesthesiology. Like I have all these connections and I have this personality, and I didn't want to waste that. I wanted to use that to my benefit, and it's been working out so far. So I think, you know, using your network to help you out is the number one thing, because you can't do it on your own, and you need people to help you. And people have different talents, and I might be weak in one area and someone might be stronger in another. So, I mean, without referrals and knowing other people in the industry and business, anyone needs a house, you know. So not everyone needs a business, but when you see someone trying to start a business, that's when I would be like, hey, have you thought about getting a business space, you know?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Actually, you should say that again. It's like not everyone needs a house, but not everyone needs a business. But what is it you saying?
Right. Not everyone needs a home, like, you know, like I can be anyone's realtor, but not everyone needs a business. So as soon as I see someone trying to start a business, I'm like, hey, have you thought about getting a business space to take your business to the next level? Because you can only take your business so far in the comfort of your own home, you know, just like with real estate. So the thing that's so crazy to me, that I was so used to like a 9 to 5, you know, like just clocking in, clocking out. It's like zombie work, you know. It's like you come there, you do your work, you go home, and you're miserable. So when I started real estate, it was like a shock, because I have to make my own schedule every day. And if I don't show up for myself, then I'm not making money. I'm not going out there and being the best me I can be, and I'm not helping anyone by just, you know, I have to schedule myself every hour so I'm doing something and being productive, because if you stop, then that's when you're not making any money.
Yeah. And it's important, like just like any entrepreneurs or even business owner, like they have to be very consistent. Have there been days where you feel like, I just want to quit real estate? Like, what the fuck am I doing with my
Yeah.
life kind of thing. You ever had those moments?
Sometimes it's every day. Just kidding. No, not every day, but a lot of days you wake up and you're like, wow, this is what I chose. I don't want to do it today, but I have to. You have to show up for yourself, or why did you choose the career you chose, you know? So
Yeah.
that's really important, is just consistency and discipline. Like, because without discipline, I'm not going to wake up on time. I'm not going to, you know, have the full day that I need to have with my clients. I don't like letting clients down. So like, that's number one, is just consistency and discipline.
Yep. And would you say like when you work at one group, and every real estate agents have very different like experiences, or they can give feedback like, oh, wow, I enjoyed learning this, but I want to grow in this or that. And I've always kind of wondered, like, was in one group, like, do you like to work as a team, or it's more like just kind of like, got to kind of get to know, pick each other's brain, but other than that, you're just still on your own, right?
We definitely work as a team. We have our own office together in the Galleria area, and we go and mingle and talk about our deals, and that's really what keeps it going. You got to talk about real estate every day. We do touches, like you have to set your own goals on touches. So for me, like I try to at least do like 50 touches a day. That means like DMing or calling or texting, like, hey, are you interested in this property? Are you looking? Like, as long as I'm doing that, I'm always generating leads, and I'm always, you know, generating customers. So if I'm not doing my touches and stuff, my friends and bosses and coworkers, they'll get on me like, hey.
Yeah, being accountable. Yeah.
They keep me accountable, and that's really important, because it's hard to always keep yourself accountable, but when you have a team, that's the point of a team in real estate, is to keep you accountable. So like, you start from the bottom on your own, and you go through all the learning and the trainings, and then you join a team. So I just joined this team, and I love them. They're great. And they give us open houses, and we share our open houses amongst the group, and then we all, you know, support and promote each other's open houses.
Like, was for all our viewers and listeners that what is it, and like, if there's something that you want to tell, the very like brutal truth of real estate. They see like the sunsets, like, wow, you're touring a nice house. That's, wow, you can do, it seems simple work. It can be simple, but what would you say the hardest part would be, like the paperwork? Again, the touches,
the contracts,
and then the contracts, and then like, or embellish on that.
Definitely the contracts are the hardest part, because, you know, sometimes you have to get a lawyer involved depending on how complex the issue is. If there is an issue, there's always an issue in real estate. So,
you just have to anticipate that.
So like, yeah, that's why it's crazy to me that like Open Door and these new companies are coming out trying to make realtors obsolete, but you don't get that safety and guarantee that everything's filled out correctly and done to the best of ability through those type of places. So you're always going to need a realtor, because we have expert opinion and advice and knowledge that others don't have, especially a computer that just sells your house for you. So I think realtors are always going to be needed, and definitely being a part of a group helps, you know.
Yeah. Would you say like, and it's so interesting you brought up Open Door, like, oh, they want to really, take out the real estate agent. Would you say if you want to kind of compete against that, like if we have a real estate agent that's very tech savvy and knows how to use it well, I think I would go with that. I still would want to deal with a human at the end of the day. And even during COVID, like and there was no actual personal contact, so you still had to kind of use that technology to really promote, right?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, Instagram is where I get all of my leads. I don't even use an app.
Not even TikTok?
I mean, I could be better on TikTok, but I haven't gotten there yet. I need to start branching out on TikTok. But I mean, the amount of leads I get through Instagram, I haven't needed to go that route yet. But Instagram is just all I need right now for leads and referrals. And it's been keeping me so busy that I haven't gotten the chance to get outside referrals and leads.
I think that's a good problem.
Like, yeah, it is a very good problem to have. So that's why I've kept my platform, you know, open to the public, and anyone can see the content I post and the prices. I always advertise really good deals. So that's something that differentiates me from other realtors. It's a very competitive industry.
It is.
Like it's survival of the fittest in real estate because it's oversaturated in apartment locators and realtors.
And we're talking about just Houston alone.
Just Houston in general, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about other places, but Houston in general, I know probably 20 apartment locators off the top of my head.
Oh,
So
God.
it's really hard. So even like a lot of times a client will come to me and it's someone I've never met, I don't follow. They'll come to me and they'll be like, hey, I saw this, where's this property at? And so because we don't disclose the properties on our posts, so they'll, have a reason to talk to us and so we can show them what we know about the market and show them other options, because a lot of people like to do the research on their own and they think they know it all, but because they have access to the internet. But we have access to more than the internet. We have access to the MLS and to HAR and to other resources that will provide better accommodations for what their needs are. So they come to me and I find them a place, but sometimes it's frustrating because when I see their DM, they're following like 5 other apartment locators.
Yeah, they're shopping.
So I know they've been working with them, and it's like I don't want to disrespect them or piss anyone off, or tread on not my territory. So I kind of take that with a grain of salt, and I give them the help, but I'm like, hey, if you want to work with me, then you can only work with me. You can't work with these other people, because we're all going to invoice, and then who's going to get the check,
Yeah. And would you say like one of the biggest frustrating things, like when clients just completely ghost you or whatnot, and you're like, I worked so hard with you in this, and you just vanish?
It happens more frequently than you would think. So like in this day and age, people, are behind their phone and you're texting with them, and then sometimes I've been to a property ready for them to I'm ready to show it to them, and then they never show up and they ghost. So that is frustrating, but it's a part of the job. And I've worked for free a lot, like I've worked for free so many times in real estate, but then you get that one deal and it all pays off. So you just got to keep working no matter what. Like even if they're shady, they're wishy-washy, I might want it, I might not, but you just got to be consistent, persistent in getting the deal, asking for the sale. Like you really have to be like, hey, was this the spot? Was this the one?
Yeah. One last question for the Thrive. Do you have a specific set of like standards or green flags when you see an actual good customer for buying house? Not like not in an apartment, but buying a house. Because I've always wondered, like, I know you've been doing it for 1 year, but you probably have seen, all right, this is kind of iffy, but I'll give it benefit of the doubt. Whereas like, yep, I should have trusted my gut. But do you have any green flags?
I mean, I never go with I do trust my gut all the time, but even if it's saying like, oh, they might not, want to buy this house, they might not be a serious buyer, I still will pursue the lead until it's a dead end, until there's a no. So until there's a no, I don't stop. Until there's a ghosting, like if there's a ghosting, I still say, hey, how you doing? You still looking to move? And if I hear nothing, eventually I stop. But you have to be persistent in that aspect, because people aren't always, one day they'll be ready to look for a house, and the next day they're busy with family and they're not thinking about it for another month, and then a month from now they're like, oh, I'm ready again. So, never leave on bad terms with any client. Always.
Even if the clients leave on bad terms with you?
Yeah, no, I really don't care if someone ghosts me, because I've been in the same position as someone looking for an apartment. Like my first apartment, I probably hit up like 10 apartment locators like, hey, what's this property? What's this property? And I actually would go tour with some of them, and then I ended up settling on a property of my choosing, and I left the realtor out. But now I know how that feels. So I don't do that. And I see when people do it, and I'm like, okay, they just don't understand how it works.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like they'll come back eventually because they know my name or they follow me. So they'll keep seeing the content I post, and then they'll come back as a client eventually. So
I like that. I like that long-term thinking about it.
Yeah.
So awesome. So thank you very much for providing like how you're thriving in the real estate industry. And now to get to the best part or the better part, the vibe. So
The vibes.
who are you outside of real estate?
I am a social butterfly. I don't know, I'm very active. I'm a very active individual. So like I'm playing tennis or working out or going to the park. I love being outdoors.
Do you have a dog?
I don't, that's just too much for me right now.
I see.
But I have 2 cats. I love cats.
You love cats.
Yeah.
What are the breeds of the cats?
So one of my cats, his name's Ziggy Smalls. He's like a black
Ziggy
and white tuxedo cat. He's the cutest thing ever. Like both of them are rescues. So that's Ziggy Smalls, and then I have Kevin.
That's the most name.
I have Kevin. He's a little like tiger cat. I don't know what to call him. He's a tabby. Yeah, he's a little wild one. I had to tame his ass.
When you say orange, I just knew already. Like orange. Like you say tabby or orange?
No, like tiger. Like,
Tiger.
Yeah, like tiger stripes. I don't know what to call that. What do you call that?
I have no idea. I don't own a cat. I have a dog. When you said, I thought it was something like orange skin.
I love dogs. Like I love dogs. I love big dogs, like German shepherds and huskies and that type. But I mean, right now
it's a lot of maintenance.
It's a lot of maintenance. I don't want to wake up every morning, go take it down, and come back. Like live too high up, so I don't want to do all that.
Yeah. Yeah. So you really kind of like love being active and being a social butterfly. So how about the social butterfly? So I know you're a friend of Kayla Delati.
Oh.
Any friend of Kayla Delati is, you do a lot of
Friend of yours?
fun. Well, we're all mutual friends
Right.
here. Yeah, you do a lot of crazy stuff. So, but talk about like how you are in the social outings in Houston.
Yeah. So actually, I met you through the Mindful Business Women.
Shout out to Mindful Business Women.
Shout out to Mindful Business Women. I love you guys. Yes, started by Meredith and Stephanie. I love them. They're sisters. They're great people. They do great things in the city with these events. Like they're bringing people together. They're cultivating experiences that you can only get inside of their platform. Like all of these beautiful, intelligent women in one room. Like I'll be there every time, like every event I'm at, because it's an opportunity that I wouldn't miss, because they get the most influential people in the state, even out of the state, and they get us all in one room. We have great talks, and it's just always inspiring and awesome and motivating to see what they have to say, and they're always uplifting. Like it's not only like just a networking event, it's more of they're kind of giving you like life advice and really good life advice. So every event I go out there and I always meet good people and make more connections, and it's great.
You get some clients there?
I do. Yes. Like any follow on Instagram is a potential client. So
I like that thinking.
Yeah.
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 No, I think it's the same thing too with my podcast.
Yeah, of course, for sure.
Yeah. No, but like with the Mindful Business Women, I know I'm a man, and I like to kind of go to other events that's very masculine, but that was the first time when I saw Kayla posting about that, and thought I want to go support her, and it was really uplifting. And I knew, and when I saw it, I was like, I think that's what a true definition of female empowerment should be. Not like, put down men. No,
right.
It's not supposed to put down men.
And I wanted to touch on that because I think this society and culture we're in is like, it's pretty sad. It's like good is bad and bad is good. Like calling a female, oh, you're bad, like since when was that good to call someone bad? Like if someone called me bad, I'd be like, but why am I bad? Like what I do wrong?
Yeah, you question
what
it,
I do wrong. But apparently good is bad and bad is good. So
yeah, no, like I respect, again, to me, I was like really deeply respecting like the female empowerment, and I love how all of those leaders or all the successful female leaders there, they love their men. They really, really appreciate it. And I love how the men were just like being cheerleaders and like, hey, man, like being supportive in that. But they're still maintain their own manlyhood too.
Right.
And I'm just thinking, it kind of planted a seed in me, like, man, I think I want to get a girl like that too. And you cheer her on, and she cheers me on whatever I do on business.
Right. And it's like the culture is like, oh, I don't need a man. I can do this all on my own. And I don't believe in that at all. Like, I think you do need a man. You need someone that's going to hold you accountable and, you know, not let you go find out for yourself in this world, this cruel world, what life is like. I think men need to be there to set boundaries and stuff for you when you can't, you know, like sometimes women are incapable of setting their own boundaries and knowing, you know, the fine line between right and wrong sometimes, and men need to, you know, help them differentiate and distinguish good from evil. And without them, I don't think, you know, women would be successful, like, without men.
And it goes both ways too, because I can,
Right.
and I had to say, I would assume for you and also for myself, like we were both kind of raised in a very balanced family. Like my dad did his role, my mom did her role, and they were able to kind of like, you know, succeed, and they're still
Right.
married to this day.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's rare
and
too.
It's absolutely rare, and here in this, we're in society, it's like, again, I get it when women are just being scarred. Like, I try to really understand like why we say we're putting down men. It's like, oh, men are just this. Like, you can't really generalize
Right.
1.5 billion men.
Yeah.
You're probably attracting the wrong type of
Right.
men.
And that, no, so I know from my own experience, I used to be like, oh my gosh, all men are like this, all men are cheaters. But no, I've put myself in those situations. I should have read right from wrong and known my gut feeling, this man is not a good man, that I shouldn't have pursued him in that aspect. So it's both. Both genders take, you know.
That has to be kind of accountable, and
Right,
is a
accountable.
factor, accountable
Yeah.
to that, and be very highly aware, like live and learn and everything. But again, it goes back to attraction. Like if you're saying all men are bad, that's like, I think you're
Right.
just attracting and allowing
Right.
bad men in your life.
And if you say all men are bad, then you're never going to find a good man.
And I could say the same thing with like, oh, all women are bad. They just
Right.
waste my time and money. No, I'm attracting
Right.
the
Then
bad women.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
so-
it's like the power of the tongue. The power of the tongue you hold life and death in the power of the tongue. So you can speak life over someone, or you can speak hate and death. And then that's what's going to happen.
It's interesting enough, like I'm more of a guy, like I can give a benefit of doubt what you say, but I judge your actions more than your
Right.
words. Yeah. So,
I always take what people say with a grain of salt. And I always, actions above all else. So, you know, that's the most important thing, is how someone's actually pulling up for you. So like if they say they're going to do one thing and they don't, and they do that a multitude of times, then eventually you're going to have to realize, wait, this person's not who they say they are because of their actions.
right.
So, you know.
I'm pretty sure you dealt with that with clients. It's like, oh, this client was like, it's already saying he wants to buy this, but oh, well, yeah, give it a benefit of doubt kind of thing. Yeah. But no, this would be really kind of great with like what you really kind of talk about, like really manifesting and also attracting. But the going on, when you say you're going for law school, how did that came about? Like, I know it's more drive than vibe, but we're really interested though.
Yeah, so I have an ex that was a personal injury attorney, so he got me into the law, and it really took off whenever, you know, we went through a breakup. So that, you know, you can either be sad all your life and harp on it, or you can use that
As fuel.
as fuel to pivot you into a new direction. So like that's made me go straight into it, and no doubts whatsoever. That's what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'll be a first generation attorney
Nice,
and
thank
college graduate in my family. So I mean, I don't think enough is enough with me. Like even once I get the law degree, I'm gonna want to keep doing more. Like I'm never gonna want to stop learning and pursuing my education, because I think education is above all else. Like
Yeah.
you can have
And
all the connections, you can have everything, but if you don't know what you're doing, then what's the point?
And I'm really inspired in what you just said, that you said you're the first grad, you're the first real estate. Like usually when someone's the first grad, they just stop it there because
Right.
they already, what's there more to prove? But I
Right.
feel like now you're at that point in your life, you want to prove something that you're more, you genuinely just want more. And I'm pretty sure your parents are super proud of you. I'm going to say I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, after I graduated college with COVID, and it was like underwhelming
Okay,
because I didn't
that makes
get.
sense.
It
You
was
didn't feel rewarded.
It was very underwhelming, not feeling rewarded. I didn't get the graduation cap and gown and walk across the stage. So it kind of felt like I didn't graduate. So I feel like I've got to keep going. I was going to get my master's, and I was like, you know what? Should I do my master's or should I do law school? Master's at St. Thomas, if you're an alumni there, you can get it in 1 year versus 2 years. I thought about that, and I was like, you know, I kind of know enough about marketing to where I feel confident enough that I've mastered it. So like
you applied it very well in real estate.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know if I need to get my master's. Let me do law school, because that's a whole different venture that I need to know. Everyone needs to know the law, right? So we all have to know the law. Now they're doing away with like Miranda rights and all of that. So we all, as American citizens, we need to know the law. So why not like go learn the law so I can apply it to my life and my family's life and help out others? You know, I want to be that attorney that people can come to and I can help them.
Yeah, wow, definitely dealing with a lot with language. And yeah, would you say like do you like to watch any legality shows like Suits or was it? Oh, I forgot this one show. Oh well. Do you like to watch any of those legality shows?
I like watching Legally Blonde, the movie.
Legally Blonde?
But no, I don't really watch a lot.
You are Legally Blonde.
Thank you. No, I watched that before thinking about my law school, and that was kind of something else. I was like, you know what? If Ella Woods could do it, no, I'm just kidding.
Was it Chihuahua?
It was the Chihuahua. No, I don't watch a lot of TV or shows, but I'm always trying to just expand my knowledge, you know. So that's what I like. That's what entertains me is facts.
That's facts.
Facts and truth. I don't like anything that's, you know, fiction on TV or book. Why even read it? There's too much facts to learn on this earth than to, you know, go carry yourself away in a fiction story.
Yeah,
like
fiction and fantasy.
Yeah.
And it's so something you kind of said, it embellished me on that, do you have any idea like what specific like the law you want to kind of go into? You ever thought intellectual property to personal injury to like, I didn't know there was a lot of truck lawyers, like a tons of truck lawyers in the States.
Yeah.
Like that's different from personal injury. I didn't know there were a lot, but.
Yeah, there's all types of law. There's civil, there's family, there's personal injury.
Oh, divorce.
But I think when I get into law school, I'm applying for the spring semester. So when I start my studies, I think it's gonna really kind of make me go, you know, figure out a way to figure that out. But Houston is oversaturated with personal injury attorneys.
Yeah, I see billboards everywhere.
So it's hard in that aspect. So I've been told real estate law would be very beneficial for me. So I might do that. I just, you know, I don't know anyone in that, so I wouldn't know what to expect. But as soon as I do, I would probably do that. I'm thinking real estate law to keep it all together.
Everything goes back to real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And something I kind of wonder, would you ever do, like when you're in law school, would you ever do real estate? It won't be as much, but you'll still do it, like, you know, kind of like a part-time gig to kind of think of putting food on the table, because you're going to be. That's the plan. Yeah. Yeah,
the plan is just to do real estate while in law school, because I need income to pay for law school. So I'm planning to just keep it going, because I can't just put it on pause. Then people are they need me, you know, like every day my phone's going off. I have to be there for them. So I can't just stop.
Even if you were to communicate with them, hey, I'll be slower in my response because I'm pursuing law. Like they understand. Like, do you have some
in real estate, it's so quick. You can't like let them go off like, oh, I need my time. No, it's never that. They need their time to process things. I can't say that to them, because then they're gonna go find a new realtor.
Damn.
So I can't let that happen. I have to be consistent.
So it just all goes back to kind of managing your time, but I'm pretty sure they couldn't somewhat. in a
Yeah.
way understand. And like, what's one client that you've been working with? Like, have there been any clients that's been like with you from the very beginning to like right now, kind of thing?
Yeah, for sure. All my original clients, they come back every year for a new lease every time they need a lease. Or I'm kind of getting to that age where we're starting to buy homes, but this market's kind of tough with high interest rates.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of pivoting from apartment sales, which I'm always going to do apartment sales. Like, I think that's really easy income, and it's really easy to get someone an apartment that they love because I'm so versed on the properties and the inventory in the area. So if someone needs an apartment, they come to me. It's quick, easy. I love apartment leads because they're so quick and easy. But with homes, like, if you're not pre-approved, that's the first thing I'll tell you to do is go get pre-approved with a lender, and go do that. And if they don't do that, then I don't take it seriously. Like, that's proving to me you're not serious.
Yeah.
So once they get pre-approved, then the search is on, and that can take months. So
What's the longest search? Like probably 7 months.
so far, I've been helping this couple look for about a year.
A year.
Yeah, but sometimes it's just like life. It's like, life is good. I want to move, and then life takes a turn, and they're not ready, and then it gets better again, and so they're ready, and it's like I gotta be on call when they're ready. So I always try to make myself be ready and new face every day. Like, let's do this. Let's find your home, and then we eventually find the home, and it all turns out great. But the journey is not an easy journey. Sometimes it is. Like with apartment leases, it just depends on how decisive the client is. Like if they're very decisive, we can find them a place in the same day. But if they want to weigh their options and search the market, then it's going to take a lot longer. So it just depends on the client and their wants and needs. Sometimes location's a big deal. Sometimes what's inside the home is a big deal. Like they need
Amenities.
they need a tub or a shower, instead of, so it's just accommodating their wants and needs.
So Cameron, just going back into the thriving vibing here, but I've always kind of wondered, what's your ideal guy? Yeah, I know you talk about your ex who's in law, but what is your ideal guy?
My ideal guy now would be someone that is God-fearing, someone that is
God-fearing.
loyal, someone that is patient, kind, all of the fruits of the Spirit, and mostly like someone that makes me feel safe and secure. Security is number one. Protection, like that's what I need a man for, is to protect me, look out for my best interest, and just to be there for me. But
You talk about the security. Do you care more about the physical security, or you care about the financial status that will make you feel more secured?
so with men, obviously, financial security is a plus. Like security in general is a necessity for me. Like I need to feel secure. I need to feel like you're going to protect me in any environment and keep me away from bad. And also, like men are meant to chase you. I'm not supposed to chase a man. So if I ever catch myself like texting a man back, double texting, that's when I draw the line. It's like,
Wow.
who's chasing who? Like you're supposed to chase me, and if you're not chasing me, I'm sorry, I'm gonna opt out because
That's okay. This is going to open up a lot of doors because usually in this modern day, and I'm kind of guilty of it too, when I chase a woman and continue to chase whatever, and I try to do it, I catch myself maybe doing it too much. That's when the girl act like a cat. Like I'm not going to entertain it. Then when there's a guy kind of act like an asshole-ish or red flags all over, and it's like girls are chasing it. Doesn't matter what type of girl it is. Like you could be a good Catholic girl, like, and then you just want to have a bad boy, or you could be female empowerment and say I want to have a bad boy, and that's where I just think like, yeah, it's so weird. Like again, like we could argue about this.
Yeah.
Like, is the girl supposed to chase the guy, or guy supposed to chase the girl, or it has to be balanced?
It definitely, I know, more so the man has to be pursuing the woman. Like in every case I've ever dated someone, he was always chasing me more than I was chasing him. And, 9 times out of 10, like, I don't automatically, like, get feelings after seeing someone's looks. So, like, they have to pursue me. And through that pursuit is where I catch feelings, because they've tried so hard, and all these obstacles I've put in their way, they're still consistent and persistent in trying to attain me. So it's like, it does matter, looks and, personality matters, but I feel like I can get past like the looks if I feel like you're chasing me and you know what you want. And then that makes me see you in a different light.
Yeah.
So it's not always like looks firsthand. If I go off of looks and I like a guy off looks, that's typically a guy with red flags, because all the girls like him because of his looks. So I normally never, I always divert from that. I never go for the hot guy with the good looks and the abs. Like, usually they have a whole line of girls out the door. So why would I go for that? I go for the guy that is consistent in messaging me, trying to get to know me.
Like, genuinely want to get to know, not
Genuinely.
just, yeah, because I'm pretty sure you would probably get messages like guys that are just invading your personal space, or maybe acting like doesn't know they're a creep. And that's where I can understand if you're a hot female, like, well, this guy's a creep, but hey, he's paying for my OnlyFans. In some sort of sense, and we're not going to go dive deep about OnlyFans, but but I think you want a real, like, kind of a gentleman who really clearly knows what he wants, and he makes it so well known, and in a way shows you respect, right?
Right. And I just love the pursuit. Like, most of my relationships, I've actually declined them many instances before I actually said yes to a date. And then that kind of got the ball rolling and made me know that they're not just going to disappear after the first date, because they've been pursuing me, So giving them a chance finally usually opens the door to a relationship, because, they haven't stopped the pursuit.
Yeah.
But, if you give a guy a date after the first time they ask, what's the chase in that?
What's the value?
What's the value?
I mean, it's fun.
It's fun, but, you got to kind of get to know each other slowly so you don't miss anything. And you can miss some real big red flags if you go too fast. So I try to take it slow and see if this guy really knows what he wants. It's about what the guy wants, because I know what I want at the end of the day. I want a family. I want,
Do you ever say that on the first date sometimes, or you kind of showcase that?
That's what you have to embody it and showcase it. If you tell people that's what you want, sometimes it scares them away, which if it scares them away, it's the wrong person,
yeah,
But
I like to hear you think that way.
Yeah, but you don't want to come off too strong, and I think you can really show someone who you are through your actions and your beliefs just by being yourselves. So you don't have to hey, this is what I need.
This is my laundry list of needs.
I need a husband, I need kids, I need a house, I need protection, I need provider. You're going to realize that once you get to know me. That's my needs. So I don't need to label them for you at the beginning,
And then do you think like a potential guy has to kind of do the same thing, embody that type of hey, I'm a man that I really want a woman that is going to be the actual mother of my children, that is be able to, make my home an actual home.
Yeah.
And I can say this, or I'll say this for a man, as a man, and also to my future ladies out there, that I don't care how you look. Of course, be fit, obviously, but I want a peaceful home. When I come home from work or when I'm working at home, I just want peace. I don't want drama.
That's what men want, is peace. And that's what peace. Women these days don't understand. It's like, why is my man doing this? Why is he doing this? I'm texting him. And no, they just want peace. They want to come home to someone they know is going to be the same person that they went to bed with the night before, and they wake up and they're the same person. They're not a new person. So I just think men just want peace, and I want to give my husband peace. That's my goal.
And I want to give my future wife like her own empowerment. If she wants to be a stay-at-home wife just because she genuinely wants to and look after the kid and give quality time, I'll let her be, and I'll do my job as a provider. But if she really wants to be I want to start something, it's kind of scary. what do you think? I'll say, all right, I'll give my actual advice and think like, is this something you really want to do and start a business? But when you come home, you're my wife.
Right.
Like, you're not just going to be nose up in the air and just think like, oh, I'm better, and you put me down. Like, hey. But again, I know that it's very different for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, but this is really good, and like, providing insight about that. Awesome. Well, we're almost at the end of the Thrive and Vibe. I got like a really a good amount of information about real estate, going to law school, and also just really what kind of drives you. And again, I'm like fired up. I'm absolutely fired up to do to take my podcast or my business to another level. Like, and I wish you the best of luck for like, getting to accept to law school.
Thank
like,
you so much. It means a lot.
Yeah, and who knows? You'll be my personal injury lawyer.
And who knows, like real estate law, personal injury, we'll see. But 3 years from now, we'll see.
I'll be like, yeah, I need to call out with my lawyer, like speaking with my lawyer, Camryn. I was like, how'd you know his name? Oh, we did a podcast.
See, and that's the payoff is the title, lawyer, you know? So like, that's what motivates me. Not only that, but like God, of course. God is my number one motivation.
Mm-hmm.
So without God, I would not be here.
Oh man, that's powerful.
It's
so
deep.
it's absolutely deep. And usually at the end, so Camryn, at the end of the podcast, how would our viewers and viewers and listeners be able to follow you?
Yes, so you can follow me at Camryn Mann. It's on Instagram. I also have Facebook, Camryn Mann.
Is it man with 2 N's?
Yes, man with 2 N's. It's German, so man with 2 N's. And you can find me on HAR, all my listings and all my activity and all that, and my reviews. So look me up.
Awesome. And then one last thing. What's the one quote? I know you already said like you give all your thanks to God and everything else and your family. But what is one quote you really love to live by?
I would have to say, the quote that's got me through this year is the Bible verse. It's ask and you shall receive, knock and the door shall be open to you. Sometimes you just gotta ask. Like even in sales, you gotta ask for the sale at the end. Any professor or any college will tell you the last question you say is, do you want the sale? Like, do you want to buy this property? So like, that's definitely number one is ask and you shall find, because that's been a testimony of me this year, like asking and it comes into fruition. So ask and you shall find. It always comes into fruition. If you ask and you believe you're going to receive the answer, then you'll get your answer.
Awesome. All right, Camryn, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Zane.
All right. Hey guys, Zane Zammer here, the founder and host of the Thrive and Vibe podcast. Hope you guys really enjoyed that recent episode. And if you want to listen to that episode, it's available on Spotify, Apple Music, and Google, and all other podcast platforms that you may actually chime into. And if you really want to know more about Thrive and Vibe, or even just find some very cool golden nuggets or funny parts in that recent episode or any other different episodes, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts as well. Again, through the Thrive and Vibe podcast. And of course, please like, follow, subscribe. It will help with the algorithm so I can bring on more interesting guests and provide more meaningful content for you guys. So hope you guys are thriving, vibing. Peace.